Hello, Jai Hind students. This is Vivek speaking, and I welcome you all once again in this class. Children, as per schedule, we shall discuss diary entry in today's class. Children, let me tell you that this topic was already discussed in the beginning of this session. In fact, this was the very first topic of this session, and we are going to discuss this once again, and it would be a great help for those who had been deprived from the online classes in the beginning of this session and joined us lately. So children, it must act on in your mind. How does the things happen in diary entry? What are the formats? What are the important things and basics of diary entry? Let us have a look on this. Children, in diary entry, there are certain salient features, and these salient features tell us that diary entry is your personal record, your personal document. Okay, it is not something that you go give for publications. Okay, this is something which you keep in your record secret, and that is why it is called personal data, which you probably do not share with others. So as usual, as you live personal life very casually, similarly the personal entries or personal writing section are made casually, means simply. As you live simply in your home, but when you go to school or go outside, you at least dress up yourself better. Okay. In the same way, when you write something officially to the principals, to the teachers, or to any of the officials in the society, you have a very selective words or language. Okay. In the same way, here, when you are writing something personal, there you do not be very much formal. So this is the first thing, because this is your personal record. So you are writing it in your own way, in informal way, and use simple and the things which are important to your mind you share in the diary. Okay, whereas when you write applications or any official letter, you always take care of this, that no unnecessary thing should be written in the application. But here in diary entry, you are free to write anything that you like or that is in your mind that you want to share, because diary is some sort of friend for you, that you share your opinions with it. Okay, and diary entry can be based on experience. If I'm writing diary entry today at night, so I will be describing my experiences that I had in the past or that I did in all day. So diary entry is all about your experiences, all about your thought, all about your ideas that you wish, that you want to do, that you have done, or that you have decided to do in your future. It is all centered to you because you are writing the diary. Okay, and anything you considered worth, means important, writing in your personal diary, it can be written. Many of you would have written diary entry before. Children, let me tell you that in the exam or examination, the question on diary entry is aimed to test your creative imagination. Okay, your creative imagination and expressive skills. Okay, so you must be careful that how easily you are describing the things, how easily you are sharing the things in the diary. So it is all about your writing skills. Okay, so we shall learn a little more about this. Here it is. In some of the questions you get the figures or hints. If you do not get any figure or hint, you can invent, means make. Invent means you can make your own idea. Means in some of the questions there would be some helps or hints, but in some questions there may not be anything. So in that case you will have to make your own informations or informatives. Information, not informations, because information is already plural. You cannot write informations, it will be wrong. You can make your information, you can make your data. Okay, invent means to make. But the most important thing in diary and writing is that it should be written in a right format. So let us see the format, because in examinations you get your marks deducted because of wrong format. So you must understand this as well. Okay, here for the first is day, date and time. You can see it is very much clear on the screen. Children, in the previous classes I discussed that the format in the beginning may be different, may vary, okay, in different books. So never be confused. In some other books, in some other texts, you may find place for the first and then date and day and time. The most appropriate format is day, date and time. Okay, and then place can be added. Even if you do not write place, it is understood because it is your personal diary, so it may not be written. There is no harm. But day, date and time, these three things are very, very important. Okay, so if you follow this pattern, it would be good for you. You may also follow some other patterns if you wish. Next is children, there should be one line gap. Okay, there must be gap of one line. Here this line, it is in two, but it should be in one, children. Okay, now hope it is clear. There must be gap of one line, and then you will write heading. And even heading is not very important, since it is not your any formal letter or writing piece, so you may not write heading. But if you want, you can write. It is optional. Means in examination, if you write heading, there will not be any deduction, okay, in the marks. Next is children, after writing this heading, if you write, you will write dear diary, and comma is not used in current pattern. Okay, so avoid writing this comma. So after writing diary entry, next will be body part, children. Body part means in which you write the contents. Okay, and after this there will be signature. Here this. Okay, must adjust this so that it may come under this. Yes, here you are, children. So at the end you will write signature. I hope it is clear to you, it is visible. I must hide this video. Yes, now it is clear to you. Can you see this here? Body part in about 100 to 120 words. Earlier it was in 150 words. Now since the syllabus is updated, so the word limit is also changed. So there can be 100 to 120 words. Okay, so how will you count it? You can count words in one line and then count the total number of lines. In the entire session, children, if you have written any 10 diary entries, you are 100% prepared for your exams. Okay, so just keep in your mind that in any way you have to write at least 10 diary entries, whether in rough notebook or fair notebook or in any way. You might have read diary entries in the text, but it has no use until unless you make it on your own, until unless you write it on your own. Okay? So it is very important, extremely important for you to write the diaries on your own. And then only you would be able to attend the questions in the examinations. Let us see what is the next. I would also like to tell you that after signature, you should not write anything in the diary entry. And signature is also optional. Even if you do not write at the end of the diary entry anything, it would be considered correct. As you write the subscription at the end of applications, here in diary entry it is not required. No subscriptions are required. You need not to write your name because it is your personal thing. You are writing. It is understood that whosoever is writing the diary is the person who possesses, who has written the diary. So why to write name or signature? It is understood. If my diary is there, it is understood that I have written the diary. Okay, I have made the entry. So even if I do not make my signature or put my signature or write my name, it is okay. And if you write your signature, put your signature, write your name, that's also considered. Children, next is that the style of writing should be simple as it is informal and personal, because you have never been formal in your bedroom with your parents. You are always informal. But in school, in office, outside house, you have always been formal. But at home, informal. So this is the difference, how you speak. And you will not be able to find what is the informal English, what is formal English, until unless you read any novel, you read any story, you read any article, you read any conversation, you listen any conversation, you will never understand what is formal English and what is informal English. So for you, it is very important to go through any of the novels you like. You must purchase, you must download, because completion of school syllabus is not any study. Let me tell you, there are two phases of every balance. Okay, you know balance, a weighing machine. On the one side you put some weight, and other side you put the things that you want to measure. So that is the called balance. Okay, in the same way every coin has two phases, head and tail. Okay, so in the same way children, our life, I'm talking about life of children particularly, okay, have two phases. Number one is syllabus, school, or whatever you go, tuitions, coaching, whatever, means all about your academics, that is set by the system that the child has to go through these things. Will have to read matter, will have to read elements, okay, around you, all the things. Will have to read English, the fun they had, will have to read Hindi, all sort of things, something which is established, set by the curriculum makers. On the other side, you have your own wish, you have your own like or dislike, you have your own choices. You must know that side and do in that category as well. Okay, if you like writing, if you like singing, if you like playing, do this. And there must be balance in your life. You should never be attached or sticked with the mobile phones. You should never always be sitting before the screens. You should also do some other work that you are interested in. And you must understand your another phase of your life. And another phase, If you are doing the things, you will better understand the first phase, the academics. Many of the students think that academics are boring. You know why? Because you do not explore the other side. You do not pay attention to the other side. That makes our first side beautiful. The other side is your personal choice. The other side is your personal interest, your like, your dislike. Some of the students write the things in the diary that today I did this and that, I liked this and that, and I did not like this and that. Blah and blah. So when you are in habit to write the things, when you are in habit to read the things, when you are in habit to listen the things, you are living your own life. And that side helps you in accomplishing the other side, that is your academics set by the curriculum maker. So be careful that whenever you think that your studies are boring, means you are not looking at the another phase of your life. Let us discuss the topic, otherwise the all the time will be wasted. And next is children. It is like having a talk with a friend. As I told you that you must express the things in the diary as you are talking to your friend. Okay. And next is common errors. I must here. Yes, now it is there. Common errors. Now let us understand what are the common errors, children. The most common errors which are found in diary entry are related to format and tenses. Exactly. Many students write the format wrongly, and you have to be careful that how to write the diary entry, which format should be followed. Children, you must know that the format is this: day, date, and time and place. Even if you write place on the top and then write day, date, time, there will not be any harm. Okay? But this is very important to write these things on the left hand side. In one line, there should be one thing: day, date, and time can be written together, and then place if you are interested. Okay? Next is children, there should be gap of one line. Okay? You should not write anything in this line. And then in another line, you may write any heading. You may write any heading, children. Another is diary entry. You will write diary entry without putting any comma, and then you will write body part. Okay, body part means the paragraphs. Okay, and then once you write the paragraph, you may end the diary entry with your signature. So this is the format, and as I told you that many of the students commit mistakes mostly in the format. So I think that once you have gone through the format, it is quite easy. You will never ever make mistakes if you practice it twice at least. Next is children, tense that students mistake about. Tense we have discussed very well in the classes. Even if you want another lecture on tense, write down in the chat box. I may conduct once again lecture on tenses for you. And it can be written in both present tense and past tense. Your diary entry can be written in both present tense, past tense. You may write in your diary entry what you are doing. Okay, you may write in your diary what you want to do, means you can write about your future that you wish. You may write in your diary something that you have already done about your past. So you must be careful about making use of tenses. Okay. And another thing is, children, that there some of the students find that universal truths are not from present tense, but it is known to everyone from which category it has come. Okay, so you have to be careful about this. Another is that generally the students mix the tenses and it becomes a horrendous for readers. That I have discussed, children. What are the things that comes in simple present? Universal truth, contemporary activities, the facts you believe in, habit, and interests, like, dislike, something which it's still in experience or going on. So all these things that is scheduled or regular, it happens at regular interval. So all these things are written in simple present. Okay, and you must make use of simple present and past if you are describing your past. Another is, children, the most of the students uh, misunderstand this diary entry, and what they do, they fail to express the things. They start uh, writing the story, creating the things in some other way. So the most important thing is to understand that the examiner do not want anything in special. The examiner only wants to see how beautifully you are describing something that you have experienced. This is the most important thing. So your expression is considered a skill. If you are expressing the things, you are skilled. Another thing is, paragraph writing is to describe any topic. Okay, and story writing is to weave a wonderful piece of fiction, non-fictional writing containing drama, action, thrill, mystery, love, revenge, twist, climax, anticlimax. So never be mistaken, never mix these things. The students make mistake on these things, that they mix story writing, paragraph writing, and diary entry. Actually, diary entry is all about your real life. Okay, and paragraph writing is describing any topic, whereas story writing is making anything which is fictional or non-fictional, where you show drama, action, thrill as it happens in the movie. So this is story writing. So just understand these things. And another thing is, other formats of diary entry. Yes, as I told you, that there may be other formats of diary entry where you may write your place, then date, then time. It may also be written. Okay, and it will also be considered. Next is, children, the specimen. So here the specimen is, you can go through this. The question is, write a diary entry about how you enjoyed your birthday celebration in about 100 to 120 words. So how will you go for? You will first of all write day, date and time, and then place. It is optional, as I told you. It is optional. Next is, you will write diary entry. You must not put comma. Okay, that I have shown you. In current format, it is not written. Even if you put comma, there will not be any harm, but it is suggested that follow the new patterns. Okay, so how will you start this? You will first of all write, I turned 14 yesterday. 14 means 14 years. I turned 14 yesterday and my parents made sure that it was a memorable experience. They threw a huge birthday party. All of my friends and relatives had been invited. Well, the party was supposed to start at 6 p.m. My friends started arriving in the afternoon itself. I wore a lovely pink frock which my mother had bought for me. Everyone congratulated me on my dress and I felt like a princess. Great. How many of you are missing your birthday? Please write down in the chat box. Okay. Next is, it is written, the party began with me cutting the huge chocolate cake. And due to Corona, many of the students would have not celebrated. Perhaps, what do you think? So large that we all had plenty to eat, means very much. Some of my friends sang and some of them danced. As usual it happens, it is described. I also hit the dance floor. Once the singing and dancing was over, we ate dinner. My mother had made sure that all my favorite dishes were included in the menu. Wow. It was well past midnight when the party ended. Everybody gave me nice gifts and wished me happy birthday. I felt so happy and grateful. Wow. It's really written fantastic. Children, this is the way, this is the example, perfect example how to write diary entry. Okay. So here every activity that had happened there is described. Okay. There is nothing special, and I believe that it is as easy as you used to speak at home with your friends. The only thing is that there must be correct use of grammar, and as I was telling you, present tense, use of present tense is to describe universal truth, your habit, or the things which are usually set or happens at regular intervals. So you must make use of simple present or simple past if you are describing past activities. And the way it will be very easy for you. Okay, so try it today, and your today's homework is here. These are the questions that I'm going to share just now, and open the group and children go through these questions. I have also given you one example. This number 7 question 1 is another question, and here the hints are given, children. These are the hints. You may go through this and then write this even on your own if you want. Well, this is your example, okay, set for you. Here are the homework. Do all the following questions, question number 2, 3, and here question number 9. I have selected the questions. There were many questions in the text. I have selected a few for you. Okay, so that's all, children, in today's class. I hope you would have understood all the concepts of diary entry. The most important is format. Let us recapitulate format, and another is word limit, and the most important is what you are writing. You are writing a diary entry, so you must take care that you may not be writing your diary entry as you write stories, because you are not describing any fictional thing, means imaginary thing. You are describing your real life things, your activity that you have done all day. Okay, so you should never mix the paragraph writing or story writing. You should express your activities, and that is only to be judged by the examiners. Okay, and no subscription, no heading. That's all, children, in this class. That's only. I hope you will do all these questions in the grammar notebook, and never ask in which notebook, because you many of the students I don't know why do not understand and ask her in which notebook. If it is writing section, you will write in grammar. If it is literature, you will write in a notebook. Okay, it is understood. All right, thank you and Jai Hind.